And the Sacramento Kings, shout out DeMar DeRozan Invitational as my name. You can see it. Because this guy is always in the play-in.
Winning 16 and 17 games in an 82 game season is so crazy to me sometimes because it's like, just not like, what do you do all day? You just lose all day, like for 8 months of the year, just lose.
How do you not get like brain rot, like brain
Yeah.
cells? They're like in practice going like this and like doing grand.
Utah, like if
One
they get
word.
their number one pick, how crazy of a team would that white boy squad be? Walker Kessler,
Utah.
Lauri Markkanen, Cooper Flag in Utah. Yeah, we bring it back like segregation and shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ridgeway Pod, your go-to spot for all things NBA and sports. I'm your host, Udoy, and as always, I'm here with my co-host, Ush. What's up, Ush? So we've got a packed episode for you guys today with so many things going around in the NBA. The first thing we're going to talk about is the play-in tournament for the NBA, which is also known as the DeMar DeRozan Invitational, right around the corner, and things. We're going to break down the potential play-in matchups for both the East and the West. And then we're going to go on and also do a little bit of an obituary session for all the teams that have officially been eliminated from playoff contention this year. RIP. And also just the latest news that the NBA has to offer, which we got like a crazy bomb this literally 24 hours ago, which is insane.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this on YouTube, do us a quick favor, like the video, drop a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It helps us a lot and helps us grow. And if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, thanks for tuning in. And let's get into it. I guess we should talk about the play-in tournament first, or the potential play-in tournament at least. What do you think? Should we start from the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference?
I think we should start for the East because I think the East is like set in stone, like the play-in and whoever's making the playoffs.
That's true. You're actually 100% right. It's so everyone from 1 to 6 is locked in, and everyone below the 10 seed is eliminated. So it's actually perfect timing for us. So as of now, we have the Orlando Magic at the 7th seed with 39 wins and 40 losses. After that, we have Atlanta Hawks at 37 and 42. So they're like 2 games behind the 7th seed. Looking like Orlando might end up just holding that 7th seed, actually, looking like. But then Atlanta to Chicago, which is the 9th seed, 36 wins, 43 losses, tied with the Miami Heat. So those 3 teams in the latter half are like a little bit more closer to one another. I guess we could start off with, should we just go off of what we see here? If the Orlando Magic were to match up against the Atlanta Hawks, who would finish with that 7th seed? It's a one-game thing. So
yeah, I think Orlando's probably just locked into the 7th seed. If I look at their schedule for the rest of the season, they're playing Boston, Indiana, Atlanta. Never mind, they could actually drop.
So there's like 3 games left for I think everyone. 2 to 3 games.
So I don't think Boston or Indiana are gonna play their starters. I think they're done for the year. Actually, funny enough, Boston will play Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown is trying to go for All NBA. He needs to play the next 3 games. He needs to average 22 minutes a game. He needs to get 20 minutes a game or something like that.
Oh, shit.
And for each one of those games. But the funniest part about Jaylen Brown is I don't know if you watched the game yesterday, but Jaylen Brown's knee is just fried. Like he can't even move. So I'm like, why is he like so headstrong about getting the 65 game threshold? I think it might be due to contract clause. I think that's what it is.
Oh, like president
max or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they have Boston, Indiana, and I don't think they'll lose those games. I think Orlando's gonna play everybody from here on out. And then they have that one game against Atlanta, which is probably gonna. It's funny because I feel like that happened last season.
With, right before a play-in, the teams face each other.
Chicago and Toronto or somebody else. Yeah, they played right before to determine seeding, and then they played again to determine seeding again for the playoffs. Which is funny.
Kind of funny. Yeah, it's very ironic because it's like, who would have thought this comes down to that?
If I was to make my pick though between the matchup, I would lean towards Orlando just because they're just like I feel like they're overall the better team, but. Like Trae Young, I feel like is actually like the clutchest player in the NBA right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he just has like a random and a nuclear trade game is funny because he doesn't go for 40. His nuclear trade game is like he has 27 assists. Like you know what I mean? That's his. He's like a Chris Paul nuclear type of games. Like those are his games.
Dictate tempo.
The 0 assists. I think he just tied Chris Paul's record of most. Oh no, that was Halliburton.
Halliburton did that. Yeah,
with most assists with 0 turnovers, which is very impressive.
No, very impressive. So for me, that's what I was thinking about too, because Orlando as a team, like you said, might be the better team. But if you give me one game, like Trae Young is box office when it comes to like stakes are high. It's like he's a real hooper type situation, and he'll just elevates his gameplay, which elevates the Hawks. And then like he goes toe to toe with like anybody. You know, we always talk about the Knicks, but then against the Sixers during that run when they go to the conference finals, and they were up like, obviously I think Giannis was hurt, but they were up like 2-1 or something on the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's just like he is a very good like whatever game raiser, and so that's why he could snatch that 7th seed. But I do think that at the end of this, Orlando and Atlanta will be battling for that 7-8 spot. That's my
I'll say this real
take
quick
on that really quick.
Atlanta and Orlando, they obviously play 4 times a season, so this is their 4th meeting. So
okay.
Atlanta won the first matchup in the beginning of the season, and then not in the beginning of the season, in February, and then they played again in February 20th, like 10 days later, and Magic won that one, and then Orlando won the next one after, which was yesterday. Yesterday. They literally played yesterday, So they won that matchup too. And if we go to like yesterday's game, Paolo just like kind of went off, and like that was the game basically. I don't know. I can't really. I just feel like I think Orlando's just a better team, and I don't think there's like not really much of a discrepancy there.
Right. No, that's true. Yeah, it's not a lot to make of it because like at the end of the day, they're playing for. I feel like they're also playing for like who's gonna lose first to the Cleveland and Boston in this situation because 7th seed. And yeah, like I don't think Orlando low-key has and we're gonna get into playoff talk next week probably when everything's finally set. But yeah, it's kind of looking funny. I mean, at the end of the day, Orlando just needs more experience and health, and Atlanta like. Again, they have such good pieces. I feel bad for them because I think Jalen Johnson got injured, and it like that they could have went really way more farther potentially than what everybody probably thinking right now listening to this. So, but I do think they're gonna at the end of the day do the 7-8 seed there. And yeah, it depends on how strong they want to go. Do they like rest until a play-in game? Like, is that a strategy you would say you could use? Because it's like, yo, we're gonna stick around Orlando, especially, right? Like they have the most chance. Yeah, it's like one-off game.
Could be a possibility, but honestly, like if I'm Orlando at Atlanta, like I don't want to say like this team is like really scary, but like the Chicago Bulls are low-key scary as hell right now.
Yeah, and great transition.
They're playing some of their best basketball right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They've been let me tell you exactly what they beat. They beat the Lakers for sure. I know that one. But they beat So they've been Phoenix. They beat in Sacramento. They beat Lakers. They beat Nuggets. Then they lost to the Dallas and Oklahoma. Then they will beat Toronto, Portland, Charlotte. So it's not the best teams they're obviously beating, but they're playing some great ball right now.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
That kid, what's his name? Matthias
Buzelis, yeah, something like
that.
Bro,
he's kind of really nice. He's end of the season, like he finally found his footing or whatever happened this season. But
yeah,
he's having highlight plays every game now.
Yeah,
the other day against the Cavs, he gets a transition steal and he's going for a layup, and then he gets there's a foul. The guy held him, and he does a Euro past the person and then finger rolls it for the and one. I was like, yo, what am I watching, bro? And then it's the same thing against Luka when he did that behind the back into the baseline dunk on Luka. I'm like,
yeah,
wait, this kid's actually nice.
So the thing about Chicago is like that. I think we can get into it. They're the 9th seed, right? And they're like tied with Miami at the moment, but they've in the last month or two or something, like they've just found something. It's clicking. It's like I don't know if the coaching staff has figured something out. Josh Giddey was on a tear initially too. Like he was.
Oh yeah,
he went back to like that Josh Giddey, like that when he was drafted to OKC, like that we all thought like, oh, another triple double type versatile guard slash forward. And it's just been he's been crazy. It's kind of funny because they got rid of DeMar in the offseason and then they traded away Levine to the same place. But
and nothing happened. They just still 10 seed.
No, they're still 10 seed, and Chicago seems to be like more brighter because like the younger players, Kobe White and all of them are like now seems like they're getting more touches, they're getting more repetition, and that's the way you should go if you're gonna quote unquote rebuild, right? Like we talk, people like are applauding the Houston Rockets when they were down in the lottery a little bit for a couple of years, the John Wall years, this and that, and then like good coaching, decent veteran signings, and look what you can do. Now the Bulls have like they're not, I don't know how much talent they really have, but they have young talent nonetheless. And if they can improve that on that, like that's a win for them. And it's funny coming from them who always seems like they're in like purgatory, like they're like always in that playing spot, which sucks.
Yeah.
But maybe letting go of DeMar and Zach and finally going into this rebuild thing with, you know, if Josh Giddey's one of your leaders, he's not that old, he's pretty young too. I guess get something for Vucevic and keep moving on. And I think they'll end up, I don't know if they're going to end up making the playoffs. I think Orlando and Atlanta are just better rosters, better team overall. But it's like a good sign for them, I guess you could say.
I would say this like about Chicago as well. They're the funniest franchise ever because they do this merry-go-round of like getting the same players or trading away the same players. Like I swear they have the same archetype of players all the time. Yeah. But the funniest part about this team is that Billy Donovan has like never been like touched. Like he doesn't like nobody talks to him. Yeah. Nobody asks him what he's doing. Like, hey, are you good at your job? We don't know. Are you bad at your job? We don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like we just saw biggest coaching, like the biggest coaching news on a team that's like playoff bound, championship, you know, they should be winning a ring, this, that, whatever. And Billy Donovan just over here just chilling. Like he's still just chilling. And I just don't get how some franchises work sometimes. It's like
it's true.
The Bulls, it's like they won those 6 rings with Jordan and they're like, you know what? We're gonna just whatever the devil tells us to do at this point, we're just gonna keep doing it. Like it doesn't. They signed a deal. They got 6 rings. They got this historic franchise. Got cool jerseys, and then just said, you know what, fuck it. We're just gonna be mid for the rest of your life.
Yeah, no, it's true because, like, for example, you know the Toronto Raptors, like their head coach Darko Rajakovic, I think. Yeah. He every time there's a coaching firing, like the one we just saw in Denver this week, every single time they're like, "Yo, Raptors, go get him right now." Like every single like decent head coach or to great head coach, the Raptors fans, like I use some of them you see on the timeline, it's like, "Yo, Darko, thank you for your services. We're gonna sign that guy now." And the Bulls, it's like Billy Donovan to go, just whatever we have, man, just chill, just vibe,
just chill, like, bro. It's fine.
Like, relax, man.
Whoever offers us a trade, we'll say yes. Like, who cares, man?
Yeah.
Like you want Caruso? Take Caruso, bro. Yeah. Take him, man.
I also forgot Lonzo's on that team for a second there. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like just chilling, just chill. Lonzo, you want
literally they're asking for like a 2nd round pick for Lonzo. They're like, yo, you want him for a second, guys? Anybody? Yeah. Nah, all right, we'll keep him. Fine.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. And then obviously we have our Miami Heat. I just wanted to note that in the season series, because if we think the Bulls are going to verse the Heat, I think the Bulls have beat them twice this year.
Miami's so bad, bro.
And placed on
the fact that we have to talk about them pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean that's another coaching job that always has a job. Eric Spoelstra.
He deserves it though. He deserves it though.
But it's they're just vibing too, I guess, at this point.
You know, Miami is such a funny team because now that I was looking at their schedule like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, not a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago, and I noticed like this weird trend. Like they will literally lose 7 games in a row and then win 8 games in a row, like for no reason at all. They just do it all the time. If you go look at their month of March, it's the funniest thing ever. They beat Washington, then they go on like a 9-game losing streak, and then they go against like some of the worst, like, you know, there's LA and Boston, and then everybody else is mid, and then they'll go play Golden State and Boston again, and then just whoop everybody's ass for like 6 games straight. I'm like, I don't get this team at all. There's no like. I don't even know what the future of this franchise is, to be honest. If you know, because Bam Adebayo is so mid, Tyler Hero is egregiously mid, and then Jimmy Butler over there thriving in Golden State, so now they're looking even worse. Even though I think that Jimmy Butler shit is fake, but
I,
yeah.
I do feel bad for. I mean, when I say feel bad, I'm not like I'm thinking about them all the time. But when you break it down, that like Jimmy kind of did it the way he did it, because it's like, I don't know if they're gonna like the trade's gonna help them also. And it's like, if they were, I wish, if I'm a Miami Heat fan, if I was, I would have been like, I wish we just traded Jimmy and then just like kind of tanked at that point, because there's no aspirations to be thing like you just described. Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo are cornerstones, but at the end of the day, at the height of Miami Heat potential, they're not going to be your go-to guys. They've never been. Jimmy's sat out so much. I've never seen Bam take the reins. I've never seen Tyler Hero take the reins
If
either.
Hero and Bam are your cornerstones,
That's
bro,
what
like
yeah.
it's over, man.
So like those kind of players, they need LeBron, they need Luka. Like you surround those two with like a freaking Shea or something. Yeah, that guy. That's when you'll have a squad. And I guess they would try to make Jimmy that person for as long as they could. And so now at this point, it's like, oh wow, like they should have just phoned it in way earlier and just like tried to get his best draft pick possible for this season. And they're always so good at drafting, like like that right out of the lottery, 17th, 20th pick and stuff. But now you really need someone special to come and save you guys, because like you said, those guys aren't it. I know they got like decent young pieces, like Jaime Hawkins is going through his sophomore slump / whatever the hell you described.
No, he's not going through a sophomore slump. We know what it is. We just can't say it on here.
Yeah. And then they have the Kalel Ware kid, who's like, like we talked about last year, rookie of the year, like rookie of the year talks last week. But yeah, then Jaime Hawkins and these guys. Would you say, because honestly, like at the end of the day, I don't think either of these teams, like the Bulls and the Heat, are gonna make the playoffs. Would you say the Heat should, like, it's a hypothetical, but should they blow it up in a way and try to get as much as they can out of this?
You know what's crazy? You just mentioned this and I was just thinking about it. Bam Adebayo, like, no matter how ass I think he is, he's gonna go for like some picks. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
there's gonna be a team.
Great. Yeah.
There's gonna be a team. Like, imagine if like he had any type of offensive capabilities similar to Julius Randle. Like, that's my problem with him, was like Julius Randle's not even a great offensive player. Like, he's like, he has a lot of bad tendencies on offense, but he can still, he has isolation scoring, he can go get a bucket, and he can still shoot the three, stretch the floor as a little bit. But obviously Bam has all the defensive tools, but he doesn't have the offensive tools. But I still think like even if like the Lakers were to call, like, imagine if he was a free agent right now and the Lakers just signed him, like it would be a great pickup. You know what I mean? He's 100%. A great third star, like third option on your team,
interior defender, protect the rim. Like, but that's what I said, when you have like a star like Luka and a Shea or a Tatum or something, if Bam's your center, that moves me. Like, but Bam can't be the number one, number two option. Like, that's the thing.
So like, if they were to, that's the person they move. Pat Riley has a crush on Tyler Hero, so he won't ever move him. And speaking of Pat Riley, I think that's the problem with this team, though. Like, it's like a Jerry Jones thing going on with that franchise, like, where it's like,
Papa Perez.
Why can this guy, like, can the owner, like, fuck off, like, please, like, your old head tendencies don't resonate with anybody who plays in the league anymore.
Right.
So, like, we hear the LeBron cookie story, but that was 2012. Like, Pat Riley still had some power to, like, do some stuff.
Do his thing.
Bro, Pat Riley has no leverage anymore with whatever Heat culture is, because no player wants to play that way. A lot of these guys enjoy their freedoms and, want to go do their own thing, and they're obviously still hooping. They're still putting their heart into it, putting 100% work into it. But the way he runs the franchise, it makes everybody, like, not want to play. We literally saw the whole Jimmy Butler thing. Jimmy Butler's just the only player, because Jimmy Butler has these tendencies where he's just outspoken, like, he'll legit, but he can't bottle up. He can't just shut up and dribble. He'll start losing his shit if things aren't going his way or whatever way that he wants it to go.
Yeah.
And he finally, like, he exposed it for what it was. And it's happened. Every player talks about it. We see Shaq talk about it, Braun talk about it, Wade talk about it, Shane Battier talk about it. Whoever comes on any podcast. They bring up Kevin Garnett will talk about it. They always talk about how Pat Riley just runs things in a weird way. And it doesn't work in today's league. It just doesn't.
Well, that's the thing too. Like everyone always talks about Pat Riley heat culture or this and that. I'm not gonna sit here and say he didn't create this heat culture thing. Like that's the way he runs shit. That's literally what you just described. But at the end of the day, the success came because when you got out and got a superstar, when you drafted a superstar like Dwayne Wade, putting respect on his name, one of the greatest shooting guards of all time and an amazing player in his prime when healthy. When those guys, superstar level players came, that's how you won. Just like
your culture didn't do, culture didn't do anything. You know what I mean?
It's the same way. That same Dwayne Wade, that same LeBron can go to New York, can go to Cleveland, can go to friggin' anywhere and win. Like, because those superstars are the reason you win. It's not because of just the culture, okay? Because if that were the case, y'all would have won even more. Like
you would have won with Jimmy. Like you went to the finals 100%. Twice with Jimmy. You would have won.
No, and again, the culture raises the floor heavy. 100%. Sure.
I don't disagree with that.
But for the last couple of years, the flame has been flickering out. That's what you're saying. Because growing up,
how long does it last though? Like how long does that? How every Keith stint ends this way though? If you've noticed,
the crash
it's
and
like
burn.
a 4-year run of like, okay, I'll be disciplined and try my hardest and shut up and dribble and blah blah blah. And then when you don't win or when you're having success and he's still doing it, like, oh, I have success, maybe he'll get off my back a little bit, and he doesn't. And then it turmoil. The guy's like, okay, I've been here 5 years. I did everything you want me to do, and you're still on my ass. I'm out of here.
Well, and obviously there's probably way more stuff with Jimmy and Pat that like went down because. For one thing, like you think Jimmy likes accountability, you know what I mean? Like,
he
didn't have that in Minnesota, for example. In Philly, definitely, like he kind of escaped that when he came to Miami. It was totally like everyone thought match made in heaven because it's like Pat runs the ship. Jimmy likes that because Wiggins and Cat aren't listening because Embiid and him are chill, but Ben and Tobias Harris and shit. Like, but it's like, but even Jimmy who likes structure. And hold people like old school to himself a little bit is like, oh, screw this. But yeah, that's the thing with Miami. Like, and with Bam and Tyler Hero, again, respectfully, they can be a great piece, like supplementary pieces on the championship team, but not the leaders, like not the go-to guy on your team. I think you have a chance here to like maybe flip and do a kind of like a fast track rebuild, right? Like with your young pieces and then grow it out. You have Eric Spoelstra, great coach.
Last thing about Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero especially. Is Tyler Hero even better than Austin Reeves anymore?
The conversations, right?
You know what I mean? Like, can Tyler Hero be the primary ball handler on your team?
Yeah, and also, is he a point guard or a shooting guard? Like, is he decided yet? Like, how does he want to play? Because yes, I know what Eric Spoelstra wants you to do, and I know what like the league expects a certain thing. What does he like doing? I feel like he's the kind of like Phil Foden right now, right? Like, what position am I? What's my play style? What's my identity? Bam, at least defensive anchor. I even looked up the game logs. Like last game, 31-12, 26-7. This is literally last 3 games, 21, 5 and 6. Like, okay, Bam has a solid foundation at least. Like that's why we're so high on Bam being a lob threat for like a Luka and name your star, bro. Like name a ball handler, give him Bam, like an elite ball handler, and stuff like that. But like at the same time, it's like Tyler, like it's identity crisis going on, in my opinion, over there. Like again, I know he's an all-star and everything like that, but we'll celebrate for 1 year, yay! But come on, guys, let's like talk about it for real. Like it's not.
I wonder how much also all the rumors and stuff like that affect everybody.
Yeah, again, like for sure, like
culture, baby.
Yeah, okay, Pat, like Mr. Riley, why is that happening under your roof? Like the head coach and
why are we getting rid of friends, bro?
Yeah, out of all teams, like exactly, you would think like this is crazy for Miami Heat, like culture and whatever you want to call it. It's hilarious, but yeah. So that's kind of like the Eastern Conference, I guess, for us. Like, but before we go, like, just on our rambling cycle and what's wrong over there, let's move on to the Western Conference, where we all know it's a bloodbath, bro. Like from
3 to 8, from 3 to 8,
from 3 to 8, yeah, because from 3 to 8 is like 2 games apart, and then obviously you have the Kings and the Mavs that are like trailing. So they're going to be like down there for the longest time, probably. Right now, Memphis is 7th and Minnesota is 8th, but literally by tonight, it could change because this shit is crazy. The Western Conference is the most wildest I've seen since like I remember like Phoenix winning 50 games and missing the playoffs like back a couple 10 years ago or something. Like,
dude, everybody. The funniest part about this whole bloodbath is that everybody's playing each other too.
yeah,
Literally everybody's playing each other
every other day. Like, literally.
like we're gonna see a Minnesota versus Memphis game, and then we're gonna see a Golden State versus Nuggets, and then Clippers versus Mavs. Like literally every team in the play-in and play-out. Like Silver, like put this in the schedule because he knew what was gonna happen.
So could I just say something? If I had it my way, honestly, I would have like it's funny because exactly this morning or like yesterday, I swear the Clippers were not fourth, and now the Clippers are fourth. But if I had like this other way, I saw it. Wait, did I take a screenshot of my phone like of the standings? And I was gonna be like, yo, if it's like this, I think it would be perfect. Oh, I do have it. Okay, this was literally 12:16 today, 12:16 p.m. Like, but so I don't know why when this updated and when like this one updated or whatever. But okay, since we're in the West, it was OKC, Houston, obviously, Lakers, Denver. So this was last night's standings, guys. Lakers, Denver, fifth, Warriors, sixth, Memphis, and Clippers, and then Minnesota.
Lakers, Denver, Warriors,
Memphis,
Clippers.
Oh, no, Memphis? It was Memphis, Clippers, and Timberwolves. So okay, so I obviously
okay.
Yeah, so no, so for me, I was like, that's fine. If it just ended there, I would love all the matchups because you get OKC versus Minnesota, the best team, the best this Shea MVP versus freaking one man wrecking. I mean, it's not one man wrecking crew. They're a decent team, but based on their seedings this year and performances, it's at go berserk, right? Like literally, it's like at or bust. It's gonna end up being like that kind of series. That's electric.
A fun one. That's gonna be
Houston versus Clippers to see Udoy in turmoil. Like just to see, just to live. He should stream every game. Like yes, no. Just that's literally gonna be the whole stream. Lakers versus Memphis. Because I'm trying to get the Lakers to the next round, so I'm biased. So
now we got smoke. What do you mean, bro? Memphis, run it back. Run it back.
And then Denver versus Golden State. I need that to go 7 games. I need both of them to be tired and dusted.
12 injuries.
Yeah, fuck it.
ACLs, MCLs.
So that was my dream matchup, literally. But now I'm looking at it, and the Clippers are 4th, and Denver's 5th. What the hell is going on, bro?
So okay, let me pull this up. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So 1 second. Let me just pull this up. Find it. It's all the tiebreakers. 1 second. So the Lakers own the tiebreaker against every team in this against Denver, Memphis, Clippers, Golden State, and Minnesota. All 5 teams, Lakers own the tiebreaker for. So if everybody ends up as the same record, the Lakers would stay the 3 seed because they own the tiebreaker. The Denver Nuggets only hold the tiebreaker over the Golden State Warriors as of now. But I think because they lost that last game, I think they might be tied now. This is a couple days old. So, and then Memphis only owns Minnesota's tiebreaker. The Clippers own Memphis and Golden State's tiebreaker, and then Golden State owns Memphis and Minnesota tiebreaker. So there's so many implications here.
So many.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 head-to-head games left between these teams.
With all these teams, yeah. So to me, if we were to just go based off of this for now, okay, wait. Who do you think is going to end up in the 7-8 spot? Like, let's just talk about it because it's not easy to predict.
I think what's going to happen is probably going to end up being Minnesota for sure. I think Minnesota's there. I think they just had really rough season for them.
They're the only team that I see that never goes above 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the whole time I've seen Clippers at 8th and Clippers in 4th and Lakers in here and Golden State at this. I've never seen Minnesota go above like play-in.
I'm gonna say Minnesota's definitely locked in for 7 or 8, and then the other one just between Memphis, Golden State, and Clippers. I don't think the Nuggets are gonna drop. I don't think so.
Okay.
Just because the Nuggets haven't dropped all season, but who knows with this whole coaching thing? Who knows what happens? But also, Nuggets are doing this weird thing where they're sitting everybody, so that could also
So
not work
apparently,
out in their favor.
based on like I just went to a new tab, but Denver and the Clippers have the like among those teams have the hardest schedule left with their 3 games remaining. Denver has the Rockets, Memphis, and the
Yeah.
Kings, and Clippers have the Rockets, Warriors, and the Kings. And then so they're both overall league overall. It's the 9th and 10th hardest records left. And then what do you say? Golden State's they're the 18th left, and they have Clippers and then Spurs and then Trailblazers. So based off of that, and then where's Minnesota has the 25th hardest record. I mean, hardest schedule, which is funny enough, it's Memphis and then it's Utah and Brooklyn, which is. But then Minnesota tends to beat themselves a lot.
Yeah,
So,
a lot.
so again, we're saying they're going to stay in the playing spot. So, like you said, it's the Clippers, Warriors, and Denver. So those are the 3 that we're deciding. And what did you say? Who are the teams? Memphis?
I would say it was like Minnesota's locked in. I think they're gonna stay at 7 or 8. It would be Memphis, Warriors, or Clippers that would drop to the 7th seed. I just don't believe the Nuggets will drop to that low, because then Jokic cannot get MVP at all. Like there's not even a shot anymore. But I just don't think so.
No, that's true. That's true. I honestly think either it'll be Memphis or Clippers. I'm having a feeling like one of those 2 teams. So if we go based off of that, it's not far stretch from now. It's Memphis and Minnesota, right? And in that situation, I don't know why, but I feel like it's like the trade thing with Ant. Like, give me 1 game, he could go off.
I don't know if it's about like, are you talking about the 9 or the 10, or like you're just talking
7,
about
8.
just in general 7,
Like
8?
who?
Yeah, 7, 8. I feel like both of those teams were gonna make the playoffs regardless. You know what I mean? Where it's like
be the 7, 8.
Yeah, because I feel like the 9 and 10 seeds just in the West are just not good. Just not that good. Like they shouldn't even be getting play-in games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
No.
with the East, it's like everyone's
true.
obviously they're 1 game apart and everything like that in the East. But in the West, it's literally legit like 7 games.
Right. No,
separate 8 and 9.
That's a good point, because I remember a week or 2 ago we were talking about this, and I was telling you guys that like if it's like 3 games or 5 games max, like okay, maybe I could see it. You can make a thing. 3 games probably 4, 3, 4. But if it's like more than that, like it's like unfair. Like
it's super unfair.
It's just unfair and stupid. It's a little stupid because we have the Dallas Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings. Shout out DeMar DeRozan Invitational as my name. You can see it. Because this guy is always in the play-in, crazy. We could just get into those 2, I guess. Like out of those 2 teams, it's funny. It's like if AD's playing now, AD's healthy, and I think in that case, Dallas wins that game. I just
100%.
I just leave it. Also, I know AD didn't play a whole lot of games yet for Dallas, so this has no relevancy. But AD is better than Devin Booker, so because the team seedings, I'm just gonna say that.
Dude, the Suns is so funny, bro. We can't even. They're not eliminated, but we just don't. We ignore them. No, there's a black bar going across 11 on my screen.
Yeah,
and I just don't even look at them, bro.
100%.
It's the most embarrassing season I've ever seen in my life. So we'll get that to the obituary.
Would you go on
for the Mavericks though itself? If they win today. I'm sorry if they beat the Lakers, which I'm rooting them to beat the Lakers because fuck the Lakers and I'm rooting for AD. I need 40 ball AD, 40 ball.
That'd be cool.
And I need you to talk like so much shit, like egregious amounts of shit to everybody. Punch LeBron if you want. I don't care, bro. Do whatever the hell you want. But
that's my dogs.
If they win today, and like if they kind of win out, I'm saying if they win out, I wouldn't be surprised that like. They could have a shot. You know what I mean? Like they could have a shot at that 8 seed just purely off of how good AD is. And I don't think, I think they want to avoid the Minnesota matchup though. That's the thing. Like you don't want to play Minnesota for that 7-8 game. I think any other team though, they're kind of looking at it like imagine the Warriors come to play the Mavericks. You know what I mean?
So that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say AD. That's a great transition because. If Dallas wins, Dallas will win against the Kings. But when Minnesota's tricky. Minnesota's very tricky. They're rabid wolves, right? But if AD sees Memphis Grizzlies for a shot at the 8th spot,
come on, bro.
The next couple of games is going to be AD legacy week. Okay,
Legit.
And he'll remind everyone because we feel so bad. That's our dog right there, AD, Laker legend to me. He's so good, and I don't want him rotting on a team that's going to be in play-in and lower for the rest of his life. Like I really hope he gets to a contender, even if it's like some ops for me. Like please make sure he plays winning basketball all the time. I want AD to finish strong in his career, right? But if he sees Memphis, that's like he's gonna be like Battle Beast when he sees anything. Like Battle Beast.
No, but look at these matchups though. Legit. Look, Memphis, Golden State,
AD,
Clippers. Especially Memphis and Golden State. Those two teams, AD legit destroyed. The reason why the Lakers were so convincingly winning those series against them, or any type of game we play against them, is because AD is the worst matchup nightmare for those teams. Like he single-handedly destroys those two teams, and then I'm not putting him past him from the turmoil Nuggets and the choke job Clippers. Like I'm not putting it past AD. You know what I mean?
The Nuggets, again, we don't even think they're gonna fall that low, like you said. But Clippers, I include in that Warriors Memphis trio because of the Lakers' history. I know he doesn't have LeBron next to him, and Kyrie's injured too. But I think AD gets up for those games. Like AD's gonna be like, "Oh, you again? Like what? Yeah, what are you doing, bro?" Because he's been tested and tried the Clippers stuff since he got there. The whole Kawhi commercials, all that stuff. Like I mean, that was before him, but he's in that beef, whether he likes 100%. It or not. Whether he's a Laker anymore or not. He's in the Golden State beef. He remembers that he tasted blood there. Like. And Memphis, like the smoke is all there. So AD, I think to like for his name, for his legacy, will get up. Now, if that continues and then he becomes New Orleans AD and leads the rest of them follow, that'd be fire. It's just a cool story, to be honest. But
just like as well, like his last, like if you go look at his like last two games, last game was against the Clippers where they lost. He dropped 27-9 with 27-9 and 3 steals or something. One steal and he just like had a great game. And then the game before that against the Hawks, 34, 15, and 2 with 5 blocks. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not like he's just ramping up, and his play hasn't changed. He's been playing like a top 10 player this whole season. He got injured, and then he got traded. Like, there's not really something we're missing here with AD. Like, I have 100% confidence in him and the rest of that Mavs team to, like, at least compete. To see what they can do. I wouldn't be surprised is what I'm saying, Obviously, I still think at the end that the 8 teams that we see that are locked in for the 8 teams, I still think
the best
they're going to be the 8 teams that are there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true. Real quickly before we go into the like the obituary session of this, which is gonna be hilarious. The other side, I talked about the West. I thought the East would be funny too when I took the screenshots this morning, where Cleveland and Boston end up beating Orlando and Atlanta for me. So that's like cool. But then the Indiana Pacers and the Bucks 4th and 5th seed would be fun as hell because Giannis and then the Halliburton.
It's rematch too. Is smoke.
Yeah, and then if somehow I doubt it's gonna get there, but if the Knicks and the Pacers were to match up, that would have been fun too. Because again, rematch.
Imagine if the Bucks lose out and the Pistons kind of win out, and the Pistons go to the 5th seed. I'd love to see New York versus Bucks purely because of where Giannis is going implications. Literally because of that. Like random, you know what I mean? Like
it'll be like Mbappe versus Real Madrid
last year in the UCL. Exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like, what about Giannis? You like New York, don't you?
Yeah.
Look at that playoff atmosphere, blah blah blah. Another thing is, I'll say this right now as a preview. Do not be surprised when the Pacers start whooping everybody's asses in the playoffs again. Do not be surprised.
Whatever Trae Young is,
Halliburton is
he packed that thing too. So,
dude, the East has all these players where it's because the East teams aren't like these OD stacked teams like the West. Like this West is just like these crazy, like even the role player. We know all the role player names, man. We know Southie and Aldama and shit. Like the East, like we don't know half the guys on the roster, but it's always been like this with the East.
Yeah,
we don't know half the guys on this roster, but there's that one guy on that roster
who
can do something.
It's literally like the NFL to me because like the AFC has the elite best quarterbacks you've ever seen, and the NFC has rosters like
it's like
the
best
50th
football
man.
teams I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they just need that elite quarterback from the AFC. It's literally the same shit. It's hilarious. So I guess moving on to our what we call the obituary session. Rest in peace if I had a flower.
I'll give a little shout out to all the eliminated teams,
Other teams we will probably not talk about till June or something like that. So obviously this is gonna correspond with the draft lottery and stuff, those stipulations. Let's talk about. I guess we could start from the West since we're sitting in the West, and from 15th place. Congratulations on this Cooper Flag sweepstakes. To be honest, the Utah Jazz.
I've never seen a more obvious tank in my life. They were sitting marketing like 6 months out.
But it's funny. Marketing, and then it's like, yo, like kids play, J-Dub's brother play, have fun. I wish Bronny was on Utah. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he would get his game on for sure. Like,
so shout out to Utah. Like,
I think Utah, like, if they get their number one pick, how crazy of a team would that white boy squad be? Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen, Cooper Flag in Utah. Yeah, we bring it back like segregation and shit. Like, it's crazy. Like,
I would not be able to watch a game in Utah, but
that would be crazy, dude.
George Mikan, that's the George Mikan team.
Yeah, George Mikan team.
Yeah, there's Mikan
these are all the white boys. Like, not Tyler Hero boy, and
not Jokic.
And also not like Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero doesn't know how to swim and shit. Like, you want to be. We're talking about nice. They're from old Rhode Island.
Yeah, all they need to be a super team is Austin Reeves.
Literally, that's their starting point guard. That's their starting point guard.
I've been talking about.
Morgan Wallen opening all their games.
Yo, Morgan Wallen fits the narrative too. If you saw what happened to SNL,
it's perfect, bro. Oh my god,
he just walked off and go.
That guy is funny.
Utah Jazz, if they get Cooper Flag, and then in 2 years, whatever, sign Austin Reeves or whatever. Austin Reeves can come or not. But
Austin Reeves in 3 years, he's eligible for the Supermax.
That's Utah, Donald Trump's like America. That's the GOAT T right there. That's Utah.
That's end wokeness on Twitter's team right there. Dude.
That's end DEI, all that stuff. Whatever they've done so far. That's I call that team. They should call it the Utah Tariffs. Yo, Utah Jazz, man. Shout out to
that would be a funny team. That would be a fun team, bro.
It'll be interesting too, though, because Cooper, like, I'm up high on him. Like, he's so good. Walker Kessler, defensive anchor. I mean,
I think he's so nice too.
I think gonna ask for him, but and then you have Lauri Markkanen. Like, yo, that's a cool team. Like,
okay, does that not remind you of what we grew up watching in Utah, though?
Yeah.
Andre Kirilenko and what's his name? Jason Williams. Darren Williams. Boozer. That team. Literally, that's
Rashad
the team.
Bell.
I'm like,
like,
yo, I know that team, bro.
Yeah. Like, if you squint, it's like, it's like, oh, I remember. These are the days. Yeah, Utah used to be fire though. Like,
that team used to be so much fun to watch, bro. That was
so fun.
Gas.
Oh man, that Utah team. But yeah, okay, let's
Pelicans
to the Pelicans.
I'll say this right now. Next season, depending on whatever happens, if Zion stays healthy, this team's a playoff team.
No, like
I think this team actually has so many nice pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Like Trey thing. What's his name?
Murphy.
He's like the best. He's the best defender in the league. Like, he could be the best defender in the league whenever he wants to. Zion, when he plays, when he's allowed to play, I don't even know what's the story anymore. He averages 27 on 77% shooting. CJ McCollum, hopefully he retires this season, so then they don't have him anymore.
Herb Jones.
Herb Jones is crazy. What's his name? They have thing.
They have Bruce Brown.
Yeah, that's the most random one. No, what's his name? He got injured against DeJounte Murray. He's still there.
Oh, DeJounte.
You know what I mean? Like that team is like name-wise and like on paper, there's no way that team should be 21-58. Whatever Cade said, there's no way we're 2-26.
Yeah. Jordan Hawkins, a young player to watch. Crazy.
That's what I mean about that team. Where it's like it's just they literally got the injury bug for 12 months.
Yo, they have too many wings, and that's with getting rid of Dyson Daniels in the off or whatever last year. They need to, you know what they need to do to get this team a playoff team with healthy Zion and whatever you said. They need to call JV back. like let's do this.
They need to call Miami and say, what do you want for Bam?
That see, this is you put your GM hat on, and it's like, oh, like there's something here.
Like, you know what I mean? There's
a lot of ifs, but
also like they have so many like other issues. They have because I know this because the same owner that owns the Saints, my NFL football team, is the same owner that owns the Pelicans. Gail Benson has no idea how to run franchises, and she hires these GMs that have no idea. Like, it's like when the Lakers were hiring, like, having Kurt Rambis and Linda Rambis. Like, and Magic Johnson, you know, all this shit. It's like, bro, this is not a mom and pop shop pizzeria that, you know, we or, you know, when you go to the Chinese food place and you see the kid doing his work in this table, you know that shit's going to hit. This is not that. This is a professional billion-dollar organization that needs, like, actual consulting and actual people who know about the sport. That's what the Pelicans, that's the issue with the Pelicans. Until Gail sells all of it, New Orleans sports is in gutter.
Yeah, no, it's true.
They want to pay Derek Carr. They want to let Zion have a stalker. Like, what are we doing?
What's going on? That guy needs a bodyguard, by the way. I read the report, like the headline or whatever. What the heck's going on over there?
No, she said she threw a knife at that person. She threw scissors at that person and said, "I'm gonna get you back" or something.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Like, wait, what? Let me pull this.
Who knew Zion had that motion though?
But we know Zion and
after Mariah Mills, I wanted him dead, bro.
Yeah, no,
but look,
okay.
He got a stalker, so you know he got.
Look, 30 games played this year, still 24.6, 25 points a game, 7 rebounds. What are we saying for his field goal? 57% from the field, and nobody can stop him, bro.
Nobody.
I don't care.
Literally nobody.
It doesn't matter how tall he is. How if even on one leg, like I feel like he's just insane.
Bro, when he plays,
back healthy, they have
look at the games when he plays. He goes 24-9-6, 37-6-4, 23-10, 22-12-10, 28-5, 33-6, 29-8-5. But guess what? It's he plays 2 games, then he's gone for a week.
That's the problem.
You know what I mean? It's like,
bro, Trey Murphy actually averaged 21 points a game also in 53 games.
Their team has potential, I'm telling you.
And here's another thing.
They have potential.
They right now in the tankathon, they're 4th pick. You know, like what do they do with that pick? Do you know? And also I feel like getting rid of Brandon Ingram, this is no hate or shade to him. And with a healthy roster might help everyone because it's like Zion gets all his touches and DeJounte can eat up all those touches if he's healthy. And like it just like, you know, it's not like you don't have to fit in somebody like Brandon Ingram who's getting paid to get the ball in his hands also. So maybe that might be a blessing in disguise for them too. So shout out to
go get Dylan Harper. I don't know if he drops to 4. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe Ace Bailey. Go get Ace Bailey or something. Get somebody nice. Get a nice point guard. You're good to go. You have the wings. Trey Murphy can already bang threes like it's nothing already, and he's the best defender, like one of the best defenders in the league. They have. I'm telling you, they have something there on that roster that they can. Like, I don't see why they can't be the next Memphis Grizzlies. Why they can't be the next Houston Rockets?
Yeah, like a lower tier playoff team in the West, which is not a bad thing. You guys should take that. But we know, like even like a year ago or two when the Lakers kept versing them in the end of the season, like 2-3 times in a row, including the play-in. Like Zion was nuts. LeBron versus Zion is like showtime. Like whenever they play each other, it's kind of fire. Yeah, man. Like so, Memphis. You know what? I didn't think we were gonna have to say a lot about the New Orleans Pelicans, but you guys might have something. So moving on up to the 13th seed, the San Antonio Spurs. Honestly, good for you guys, because like if you're not gonna win and Wemby has to go through medical crisis and then Thing dies, his finger gets broken, De'Aaron Fox, just get another top 10 pick and keep on moving on. Like honestly, you have Wemby, life is good. That's all I gotta say about the Spurs, bro. You guys got literally. Inshallah 20 years of Wemby. you guys can do whatever the hell you want. You guys are set. That guy's all NBA first team.
Literally, all you just gotta pray is that he's healthy. Like,
That's it.
that blood
That's
clot
it.
shit is not real. Like,
Facts.
it's one-off situation,
Yep.
and he's good to go because he was
generational.
already gonna win Defensive Player of the Year, and he was already gonna be All NBA in his second year. So, like,
someone like you're lucky. Okay, it's positionless now. But I'm like, yo, this guy, is he challenging Jokic already for that center spot? It's not, doesn't matter anymore.
No, but like,
but like if it was,
he's already top 5 center in the league. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a question.
Based on whatever you see, he's already your favorite player's favorite player. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I saw JB went on Thing's show with Gills and Thing, and like the podcast, and he was like, pick 5 current players like to start with, and you can't pick a Celtics player, and then. He didn't want to pick himself, so he picked like Steph, Ant, LeBron, KD, and Wemby. He didn't even, like
every player that talks about him, it's like, what the hell am I watching? And like, it kind of sucks that like all the last year's Wemby hype was so great, and this year is supposed to be even more. Like, he's supposed to skyrocket even more, take over the league even more. It just sucks that like he got injured. Like, honestly, like. If he didn't get injured, I don't think we would have even had the face of the league conversation this year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where it's like
he also has the attitude, like he just wants to like what we were clowning Giannis for a couple of years ago about like not being friends with anyone, loner. But Wemby has that too, like the edge. He plays with.
They say that, and then they go train with Hakeem. It's like the formula for these guys, bro.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, like
Hakeem's like, yo, you don't like friends, brother? Yo, come.
Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna end up finishing 32 and 47 with Wemby there. You're telling me they don't win like 15 more games randomly? Like, they're in that.
What are they? The 8th pick right now, I think.
Yeah, they're the 8th pick.
The 8th pick right now.
Yeah,
but it's lottery and it's San Antonio. Who knows what happens?
Yeah, facts.
They're getting a top 10 pick regardless, so that's pretty.
Yeah,
I think they have another pick. No.
Oh,
they do. They have the Hawks pick.
Oh, they do.
They have the Hawks pick. I forgot. I toss him every 5 minutes once.
So they're getting the next Michael Porter Jr. in the draft, and the next like whoever, man. Like, they're gonna be good. They're gonna get the next Kentucky sharpshooter. Whoever that is, I don't even know. And then they're like guard, and then they're gonna get the next small forward.
Just get somebody to replace freaking Jeremy Sochan, bro, and you're good to go.
No, you're good. You're good. Moving up to
you don't even need a guard, bro. Start Vassell.
Totally. Yeah, you also have
that's Jamal Murray 2.0.
Fox, like, okay.
Oh, right. What the hell?
Question. Would you say, okay, so with your cornerstones being Mr. Wembayama and Fox, would you say Wemby is good enough? Like, again, you know how I feel about fast tracking a rebuild when you have a generational talent, like, you'll just get draft players so you don't have to go through stupid contracts but is Wemby good enough to, like, you package these picks, throw in your Keldon Johnson, this, that, Sochan, whatever, and Champagne or something, go get someone? Like,
I can't say,
and I'm talking that mega level.
I don't think there's any players for them to specifically get. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if Giannis wants to come to San Antonio. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's the only player really that you can really like vouch for to try to go get. I mean, like, really think about trying to go get.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Jokic and Wemby really fit like that. I think Giannis and Wemby kind of fit like that. But I think Giannis and anybody kind of fits like that because I think Giannis is crazy. But the second problem is the West is so crazy. It's so hard to kind of put all your chips in one basket in the West. Like, unless you're an aging superstar like the Lakers or what they're doing right. The Lakers even the Lakers said, like, we're not putting all the chips in a basket. We're gonna go get Luka. Like, literally, they took. The Lakers team right now is better fit for AD than it is for Luka because it was built for AD and LeBron. Yeah. But they went and got Luka regardless, and they're gonna go see what they do in the playoffs this season. It doesn't matter because it's the future,
house money,
right? Yeah. It's because the West is OD. Like, the Rockets this season, like, the Rockets are a really good team, and guess what? The Rockets are median age of 24 years old.
Yeah, no, it's true.
The Clippers, the Warriors. The Clippers and the Warriors are the only two teams that, like, have to go all in because they have their two superstars, legends are almost done. Yeah. Every other team, Nuggets, as long as you have Jokic, you're good for life.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma, they're like a median age 25 again.
Yeah,
Houston,
and
I
with the
already said.
supernova and Shea.
Luca's on the Lakers with AR and whatever other moves you're gonna make. Memphis is young as hell.
Yeah,
Minnesota's young as hell. Minnesota's the older side of young, by the way. Like
yeah,
that's how young this entire Western Conference is,
yeah.
and also how good it is. So it's kind of hard to put all the chips in one basket. But also, this goes to also say that maybe they just go all in because everybody's young. We're all gonna be fighting for the next 10 years.
Regardless, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, look, I know Fox is like next to Wemby, he'll look great, right? Like maybe not on his own in Sacramento, for example, it's a bonus, but with Wemby, he'll look great. But it's like, do you want to go for like that wing, like a wing player, like the not even 3-and-D, like someone who could go get his own bucket, this and that kind of player? And I don't know if it's like, and now someone's gonna be like, oh, what about Kevin Durant goes to the Spurs? I think that's weird because their timelines are so off. So no, not that. I'm not saying that someone younger than KD, but it's interesting because
KD.
I'm just like,
I don't know if he fits on that team either.
you have Wemby.
I just feel like one thing I don't know about Wemby though is like I don't know how much facilitating chops he has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Like, that's probably like the biggest question mark in his game to see, like, especially in today's NBA, it's kind of like if you can't make the right pass, you kind of just get faded. I mean, if you don't have any type of facilitating chops, and you're not like, you kind of get blown into like you even how great you are, you cannot win. You know what I mean? Like KD has never learned the facilitating part of the game, and in this new era, you kind of have to be a triple double kind of guy. You just have to.
So,
like even Shea averages 6 assists a game. You know what I mean?
Go
like,
through it. So, who's our top 5 players in the league? Right, like Shea, Jokic, Luka, Tatum. If you want Tatum, Embiid's now cooked. Giannis, right? Like everybody can make that pass. Like everyone can, and read the floor like that. I know Embiid's in year 2, and we're expecting him to be. No, he'll get there, but it's like, you kind of have to start showing that kind of a thing. You can't just be a pure scorer. It does not work. No, for those listening, we know who you are, who's thinking the opposite. It's not gonna work, bro. But
and honest to God, I just don't think De'Aaron Fox, and hopefully I eat my words because I really want this team to be really good. But I just don't think De'Aaron Fox is the player to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's also 28 years old, by the way.
Here's the thing, De'Aaron Fox. Like, this is a good way to tell it. We all love Chris Paul, right? Like, in this prime, legend of the game. Is De'Aaron Fox like that? Because I want Wemby to have someone like that.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not saying play style. I'm talking everything style. Like, whatever Chris Paul, the way he plays is a little different than De'Aaron Fox. But I'm saying that talent to elevate the team as a point guard, bro, I wish he had. We know who those are. There's a handful.
De'Aaron Fox type player for Wemby, I would want him to be 6'6" and not
the wing.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like
I would rather have Malik Monk 6'5" flamethrower who can go crazy, like his type, but because he's 6'5", like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was to get a guard for Wemby, I want like a Vassell type guard, like he is a playmaker, facilitator first, who's also a great defender. Like, the offensive, like the high scoring output part is not really the make or break factor of his game.
Here you go.
Fox, it kind of is.
Here you go. Ready? It sounds crazy to say this, but I think Trae Young would have been cooler.
Oh, that's the perfect fit, though. That's literally.
I wish they called Atlanta instead of Sacramento or whoever called. I wish Atlanta called Spurs. Because Trae,
it's legit the perfect pick.
Man, that would have been sick. Because
give Atlanta their pick back and then get Trae. You
know. So the whole Chris Paul weird thing I was saying about like the thing that Chris Paul thing I was saying is like Trae Young has that playmaking / get your own bucket. I'm sure you guys know how to cover him defensively. Like you figure that out. Like it's a thing you're gonna have to figure out. But like he's 20? I know he's 26 years old, but I just feel like his upside to run an offense and give Wemby like. You don't have to do everything, bro. Like I'm here. I've been 5-6 year pro or something at this point.
Yeah, Wemby, better shots, better
bro. Wemby will
make his life easier.
100%. I don't think Fox is that level of a playmaker as a Trae Young would have been. So that's the one thing. So that's my thing with the Spurs. Unless you want to add something, we can move to 12.
I just every now with the Spurs and the Pelicans, it's like, bro, the West just like the West. If half of the teams are competent, like the West could be even worse of a bloodbath. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's it.
so heavy. So then you have the Portland Trailblazers who are just chilling out.
Speaking of them, just chill out. Keep chilling.
They're just chilling.
Like we're not even gonna speak about y'all. Yeah. We're just gonna move along.
No, wait. Before you move along, they don't even have a pick. Do they have a pick? Oh, they're like 10th. They're 10th. So all that losing for that shit.
No, it's not even all that losing, bro. It's all that like what? Like what is the team? What is the point of the team? This is like the Brooklyn Nets of the West. Like what is the point of your franchise? What is the point of your franchise?
No, it's true.
You did nothing for Dame his whole fucking career, and then you're just in this weird spot where you're never going to be good ever again. It's just impossible until they draft the next Dame, and then they're going to do it all over again with that name.
Yeah, no, it's true. Wait, I was gonna do something. You know what the Blazers have? The Blazers have like, they have like great players you want to take away for your role players, like as for your role player options. Like,
it's true. Denny or whatever.
Aiton.
DeAndre.
I like Kamara. Tuamani Kamara is sick.
You know, Jeremy Grant, he's old now, but you know, Scoot's there. I don't even know if Scoot's good. Is he good? I don't know. Like I like to say that I'm an NBA fan, but sometimes, bro, I just can't watch some NBA teams, and I'm not gonna watch the Portland Trailblazers. Like, they're just so poor.
So Scoot's averaging 12-5 this year.
12-5, bro.
But like honestly, I was never super high on when he was.
How many games did he play this season?
31
games. No, he played 66.
No, he played in a lot of games. Yeah. He played 66 games. So Scoot's gonna be a lock in, like, if he becomes good, he'll be a lock for next year's MIP. We already know, so let's pencil that in. Pencil that in because he laid the foundation.
You know what? But he deserves MIP if he was to.
He's a classic.
He deserves it.
Okay,
for sure.
My players to like. I said Tuamani Kamara. I didn't even know Belgium produced basketball players like that. He's Belgian, so I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And a fun fact: when he was a kid, he grew up like he started liking basketball apparently because of Dwayne Wade, like that play style. And then and then he grew up in Belgium, right? So him and Kevin De Bruyne were probably classmates or something. Bro,
he's like 10 years younger than KD.
in the basketball courts, the kids there would also be playing soccer. So he would have to wait for them to leave to finally play basketball. Because it's like, move your basketball, bro.
They're discriminating. They're saying, yo, so why are you playing with your hands?
Yeah. He averaged 11.6 rebounds, 46% field goal percentage, and he's also a defensive thing too. He's really good defensively. Like if you have him on fantasy this year, you're like, holy shit. And then
the best player on that team, obviously.
Who are you gonna say? Shaedon Sharpe. Yeah, Canadian. He's the GOAT.
Freaking demon, bro.
He's
demon.
My goodness. I love Shaedon Sharpe. Yeah,
he's so insane.
I love to have him on like a different team and just like cook.
He needs to free him, bro. Like you know what's crazy about Ding is I was just watching. Whenever I watch him, I wouldn't. He's obviously more athletic than this person I'm going to talk about, but Michael Porter Jr. in high school reminds me so much of
like the upside.
Shaedon Sharpe, you know what I mean, like the physicality and the aggressiveness to get to the rim. There's and the build type, you know, they're so lanky,
for sure.
They can also fly. Well, Michael Porter Jr. in high school, if you guys don't know, he was the best player I ever watched in my life, but legit jump out the gym. Then he broke his back, and then that's why he's the player he is today.
For sure.
But that's why I think whenever I watch Shaedon Sharpe, I'm like, dude, I'm watching I was like, why did Michael Porter Jr. have to get that back shit? Because he could be this, the exciting.
If he was that, Denver wouldn't be in the situation. Because they wouldn't need to wait for Jamal Murray to come back from the year for the playoffs. It's like, yo, we're good. We'll cook with MPJ and Joker. So that's true. Shaedon Sharpe, shout out to Shaedon Sharpe there too.
He's so good, bro.
So and then we have one more team to talk about. You could take out. You have a black line across their name, and the 11th seed, the Phoenix Suns, which according to Matt Ishbia, the owner, that every team would love to be the team they are and the pieces they have, and everyone would want that apparently. So Yeah, and he just bought them like what 2 years ago. So I the
The
propaganda.
Phoenix Suns might be. We in the you guys can go, like viewers, if you guys want to like fact check me and go back to our previous pods. At the beginning of the year, I said that the Phoenix Suns are bums, like they suck, and still somehow they ended up disappointing me this season. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
how is that even possible for you to do? But they did it. Like the yesterday's game against the Warriors was the indictment of their season. Big game, important game, get up for it, and not a single person on that team shows up. Everybody's checked out. Nobody cares. Bradley Beal's taking PTO every 5 minutes. Like it's insane. Like what did we watch this season? Like did they is that a basketball team? What are they running? Is it a therapy group over there? Like what's the point of that team?
but Ushman, I feel like for the Phoenix Suns, they've been like this for the last couple of years. Like the cracks are always there. Now it's fully open because they're always like you said. Like you just made me realize more that like any big game, they have the marquee names, the talent. They had Frank Vogel, they have Mike Budenholzer, championship coaches, and they are just like the balloon just go like
Every game.
every time they get the life like air punched out of their lungs, and they just get every
It's
time.
not even like a close loss, bro. It's like 30.
Every
30.
time.
This is like
This
ever
is
since
Devin
Luca did
Booker's
ever since
career.
what Luca did in the playoffs to them, every big game they're getting 40. Like it's not even close ever.
Yeah, they don't just lose like heartbreak, but Brooklyn Nets versus Kevin Durant's foot on the line.
Oh, it's
But
like
it's like yo, just like whenever a Viltrumite comes from thing and beats the shit out of Mark, like
literally.
his head and goes like
What's it called? What's it called against
Conquest and friggin' Omni Man and his
whoever
own
else?
20
It's
yards
literally
come like it's always like this.
dude, that franchise. I mean, that whole team. I just don't understand it, dude. I don't get it. I don't like the roster building sucks. I know, I get that, but it's like the Lakers roster building sucked a lot too, bro. Like but
Bro,
the Lakers, like what's crazy? Why I always relate them to the Lakers because it's very similar situations.
yeah.
But if you notice, the Lakers, why do Lakers fans always have hope? It's because they'll win that weird key matchup. They'll
Yeah,
whoop OKC by 20.
it's
You know what I mean?
true. It's true.
They'll dominate the 1 seed or the 2 seed on the next conference. They'll randomly whoop Boston's ass. You know what I mean? Exactly. They'll just do it, and then you'll be like, wait, this team's actually good. And then they'll be in the playoffs, and then they'll get in there. Like the Suns with them, it's no, anytime we have to prove that we're good and we're just going through injuries and all the excuses that people make. They go like, no, we just asked, bro. We're just we're just bad, man.
So that's the thing, bro. Like that's good. You actually did a great parallel there with the Lakers and the Suns, and that's the thing, right? Where Lakers, LeBron somehow he'll take out Memphis. Everyone's cheering for Memphis. Against the next series, it's Golden State. Lakers, AD, and LeBron take care of Golden State. The Denver ones, the point differential is 13. Denver Nuggets series, like it's nuts, right? Whereas Phoenix, Kevin Durant. Mr. Pure Hooper, Mr. Get a Bucket, turn a midi to a layups king, getting beat up by his disciple, apparently, Anthony Edwards. No flack, no roast, no trolling.
Was any of those games close, by the way? Were any of those games close? Were any of those
hounded?
Was any of those games where KD and Ant going bucket for bucket? Oh my God! Look at father son disciple.
No, but those guys, all the blind naysayers are gonna say this is just like when Kobe and MJ versus that one, Lakers and Bulls. Oh my God, 97. And when it's like, all right, bro, like shut up. Like, okay, first of all, and second of all, it's like, but KD, like, bro, old man, 40-year-old LeBron over there and his roster, whatever you guys say, Lil GM, no Lil GM, and it's just when it's failing this and that. Is like grinding his team to like they're the 3rd seed. The Lakers are the 3rd seed. Yeah, all the media people be talking shit about the Lakers all the time. They're just waiting for the Lakers to fail, LeBron to fail, JJ Redick to fail.
We won 50 games and we're still bums.
Phoenix Suns down in 11th seed. It's okay, Patrick Star voice. It's okay, Rocky. Take your time. Like, shut up, bro. Devin Booker, that's your MO. Like, low-key before the Luka thing, but definitely after Luka.
Well, that's but you know what's crazy about Devin Booker? It's like certified loser. Like, you know what I mean? Just like his
Yeah.
life, like his
And
career is
KD,
just like that.
yeah, keep getting away with it, KD. That's your thing, right? You don't succeed in Oklahoma as much as we all expected you to. Go to Golden State, but then nobody really gives a shit about like your 2 rings because everyone's saying it's Steph's legacy, all the Steph fans, and then you fail your next two super team. Like, but you know what? No one will say anything because you're like the greatest scorer ever. Oh my god. And like you are like a top 10 player, but no one will ever say where in the top 10 you are, apparently, which is crazy. But
No, no one will
anyways,
tell. No one will ever tell me
specifically,
who he's better than.
but he's top
Like,
10.
you know what I mean? Like,
And
who
next
is
year,
he better than?
and Ushma, I guarantee you, if they don't do anything but get like 1-2 role players,
They're
next
gonna
year,
be favorites.
Phoenix Suns are gonna be the favorites to it.
Yeah.
It's coming. Shake my hand. Just watch,
Yeah.
watch everybody.
Every year they're gonna be favored to win the West or the East or wherever. Brooklyn was favored every year, and
Yeah.
the Suns are favored every year.
Yeah.
Literally, the only team that can beat them is the Nuggets. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So respect and good luck. And
I'm pissed, by the way.
moving on to the Eastern Conference. We got, you know, it's funny. They only have one more win, I think, than the Utah Jazz, and that's the Washington Wizards. So are they getting Cooper flag? Like, I don't know.
No. They're Dylan Harper sweepstakes over here.
Okay.
I think so.
So I don't know.
I think Utah Jazz locked in, bro. I think Adam Silver made the call, bro. I don't think anybody's gonna.
Because it's 16-63 and 17-62.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? They have the second pick going on, so I don't know if they
winning 16 and 17 games in an 82-game season is so crazy to me sometimes because it's like, just like, what do you do all day? You just lose all day, like for 8 months of the year, just lose.
Like, how do you not get like brain rot, like brain cells? Like they're like in practice going like this and like doing grandma.
Like, do they do practice though?
Do they practice?
What is like? I want to just do like a Hard Knocks, like day in the life of these guys.
16, 17 wins, like the trash off. Like, what's
like, do the coaches even yell at them after game 40 or like do they not care? Like,
again, these two teams in Phoenix, it's okay, Rocky, take your time.
Washington's gonna be asked forever though.
I think
shout out Sar, but you better leave that shit.
Yeah,
they need like the next Gilbert Arenas to come back. You know what I mean?
Like, reminds you of? It's like when Brooklyn was in like that crazy ass place after the Boston trade, like Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce came there, and then when they're left, like that one Game of Zones episode where Brook Lopez gets traded, and he's like, "Oh no, my friends, I'm gonna miss them." And then outside, or is it Boyan? I forget who. And then it's like he's just like,
"Woo-hoo!" Oh, it was Brook Lopez. It was Brook Lopez born in the Bucks.
See, ya sucker. That's like Kuzma did it this year. Like,
literally. But also Kuzma did that because he wanted to go sabotage the Bucks, bro. He's still on the Lakers side, bro. He remembers when Giannis was putting the crown on his head. Yeah. So he said, "You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. I'm gonna go sabotage." I've never seen a player, dude, just bring negative impact on a trade like that. Like, and the Cavs in 2018 traded for Rodney Hood. Like, you know what I mean? Like this shit, and Rodney Hood was a plus.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma, like legit net negative. I've never seen anything like this before. Yeah, it's insane how net negative he is.
So then,
you know what's another thing? You know what you just mentioned? And I know we're gonna jump like this, jumping like 4 spots. But you just said the Wizards remind you of Brooklyn Nets when they think. Brooklyn Nets remind me of the Brooklyn Nets.
Nate, like your head, name 5 Brooklyn Nets players.
like they do this every 5 years. They do this shit.
When was the last time they went to the playoffs, bro?
It was the last time with KD, dude. The one with
yeah, that bum.
But it's like every year. Every 5 years they have like a lunar new year of trying to get old good players. And then they'll just be ass again. It's kind of like, I thank God the Raptors only did it one time and it succeeded. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you try it once. If it succeeds, it succeeds. But don't take on mercenaries, man. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
And mercenaries are old and washed.
Because like teams like Brooklyn and like I guess Washington too, it's like they're waiting for like a superstar to be like 2 superstars with max slots to be like, I want to come here, and they're like, me. Oh yeah, that's
what New York is, bro. Do what the Knicks do. Do what the Rockets do. You know, like actually rebuild the team, bro. Stop trying to go and find superstars who are aging and are disgruntled and have family issues and don't want to move and all these things. Like these 32-year-old superstars don't really And if they've never won before or they're not really that successful in general, they're not going to come and be successful over there, man. You don't even facilitate that well.
100%.
And fire Joe Tsai and Sean Marks. Get rid of them, bro.
So I guess we've talked about the 15th seed and the 12th seed.
Yeah,
but no, that's true. Like, but then you're not wrong.
Off, I hate them.
The 14th seed was our Charlotte Hornets.
This is another one, man. Free LaMelo.
Yeah. Okay. So quickly, everyone I was saying about Portland, like those pieces they have. Well, I wish one of those guys were with LaMelo, like Shaedon Sharp. Like someone who you can believe in and buy in.
You bridges for Shaedon Sharp right now.
I wish they would call them and be like, "Yo, what are you doing for that?" Everyone but Anthony Simons because you already have LaMelo Ball.
But you know what sucks about? Darius Garland said this yesterday. After the game, talking about Mobley's DPOI. I don't know if you saw. Like he was like, I can go on podcast and say blah blah blah, whatever. But he said this point, and this kind of resonated with me. He said it's a guard heavy league, and it's not. It's we say like it's a bigs renaissance right now. Like I always say, like the best players in the league are bigs, right?
Yeah.
But it's a very very guard dominant league right now for every team. Every team has a player that like is just like goes crazy as a guard. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like other than the really shit teams, obviously. But like if LaMelo Ball was to ask out for a trade, what contender would he go to?
That's true.
Other than the Bucks.
Yeah. Like so
you know what I mean?
Bucks, and then
he can't go to the Cavs, he can't go to Boston, he can't go to New York, he can't go to Indiana, he can go to the Bucks, he can't go to Detroit, he can't go to Orlando. He could maybe fit in Orlando, but they don't have to give
he would have been another thing for the Spurs, right? Like
exactly
that guard for
he can't go to the Hawks, and then what's it called? Why did I say the Hawks? I was saying contenders. He can't go to the Oklahoma City Thunder, he can't go to the Rockets, he can't go to the Lakers now because they got Luka. He can't go to he can maybe go to the Clippers, but why would they ever need him?
Yeah.
He can't go play in Denver unless unless Jokic like kind of takes him on his ring and teaches him how to do triple doubles without shooting like a dumbass. He can't go. Obviously, Golden State was just fit where he's supposed to be playing right now, but they failed. So and he can't go to Memphis and he can't go to Minnesota. And
a bunch of teams are just lottery, so it's like you may as well tell him to stay
exactly. Like okay, might as well just get your super duper max and just go on with your life. Him and Trey are gonna be like Dame. Are gonna be like Dame. Their careers.
Right. Yeah,
and it sucks because a lot of good teams have like solid guards where they don't want to mess that up.
100%.
And then a lot of good teams have elite guards. So why would they ever try to mess that up?
Well, it's like, let me put it into context your Cleveland and your Boston's. Like, okay, not Cleveland, Boston. You have Derek White and you have Drew Holiday as your guards, your backcourt. Why would LaMelo there is a minus for the style of play and all that stuff. Talent wise, he's probably better than both of them because of age and this and that. But what you need is what they have. So it's like, why would you ever go there? And it's like, if you go to Indiana, for example, it's like, okay, but like, okay, so you're just going to be what Halliburton is. So that's the thing. I already have Halliburton, so I'm good. Like, you know what? It's like, you haven't shown me
my point was going is I think this is a bigger conversation that the league is in need of an expansion draft. We need to expand. That's what I think the biggest problem is with the league right now. There's so many good players in the NBA right now.
Yeah,
I don't think there's ever been more of an overabundance of talent in the NBA right now. But there's only so much success you can have with the league at the moment. Just because, we mentioned, the New Orleans Pelicans could be good next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need so with the expansion draft, we need the Vegas team, get Seattle in, move Minnesota to the Eastern Conference, get rid of them. Why are they in the West? Stop keeping them here.
Yeah, yeah. Why are they in the West?
Things like that. Like I feel like that's the trend where the league has to within the next 5 years. I think there's going to be an expansion draft just because. The talent overflow in the league right now is kind of crazy, especially with the way the CBA works. It's hard to make good teams, and
that's actually interesting. That's a good point. Like that's a bigger conversation entirely. Going back to Charlotte, for me, LaMelo, again, he could have been the Spurs point guard with Wemby, same timeline. Like, if you're gonna go with the high upside elite guard potentially. Another one he could have been cool with, I think, if they didn't have all those old players. I personally think it would have been a cool fit in Dallas with AD because it's like he's like a nuclear weapon, and you have AD, and then just fill out with the wings and the DJJs and the PJ Washingtons and your Gaffords, like they're bigs, like. But like, you know what I mean?
Dallas doing that though. Like, imagine them going to trade for LaMelo now after doing the
Yeah,
shit.
it makes no sense.
It looks so crazy now. Anything they do for the next 5 years looks so crazy.
Yeah, I just think with AD it would be a cool fit again. But you had Luka, so you could have been Luka and AD, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, but yeah, and
I don't know where that team goes from here, bro. They suck at drafting. They're like really bad at drafting. It's not even. They're like terrible at drafting. They suck at getting good deals for trades and anything like that. Nobody wants to come there free agency.
Yeah,
coaching is mid.
And they keep losing 20 games. I mean, winning 20 games only. Like, that's the thing. Their coaching is also mid as shit. Like, there's not like their coach up to a 9th seed. At least Chicago stays in the play-in. Charlotte, like, one time I think LaMelo played a play-in game or something. So that's the thing. And a quick point actually to your expansion draft thing too. Everyone always talks about how crazy insane the West is. We talk about the freaking 3-9, whatever, 3-8, how crazy it is, like one game off from each other. Then you have Cooper Flag going to Utah, like, which we were predicting. Like, it's just a bloodbath, bro. Like, it's just gonna keep getting worse in a way, quote unquote, with all the talent.
You know what's crazy though? Like, people see, like, like we even say like the West is a bloodbath and how close every game is. But when you look at the East, it's like it's the same. You guys, like, we've played the same game. We've played this game before. Like, it's Cleveland, Boston, New York, Indiana, Milwaukee, Detroit,
right?
And then. And then it's just like flavor of the month. So this year's flavor is Detroit.
Yeah,
that's the new team. You know what I mean? Last year was somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like the same teams are always good. It's been like this for the last 5 years too. It's the East is just very top heavy though. Like the top East teams are like the top East teams can blow all the West teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. Like Cleveland and Boston. No, other than OKC, who's touching them?
Yeah, it's true. In a 7-game series,
no one's touching him. Like I honestly think, like, but they're just top heavy as hell. But they're also the 2 best teams in the league. Those are the 3 best teams.
So then we have the 13th seed 76ers, which is the most interesting one. And to me, I think I'm going to summarize it in what's going on with Embiid, literally, because I know you have your Maxey, Paul George contract, Jared McCain rookie of the year in the beginning. Again, but if you have Embiid there, that's a playoff team. Right, like healthy Embiid.
Crazy that team would be. That team, if Embiid just played, like when Embiid plays, like you're making the playoffs. You know what I mean?
You can win a series, any series, like a healthy Embiid. But it's like the same old song, right? Like, is Embiid good or not? Honestly, there's not a lot to say for me here. Is Embiid healthy? Top 5 seed. Legit top 5 seed. No, MVP conversation. Top 3 in MVP. Blah blah blah. It could win it. If Embiid is not playing. Okay, you're gonna be like, we're back to Charlotte, Atlanta.
Yeah, it's true. I mentioned it to you the other day too. I said it to you and Ush. I said I don't think, but the thing is, I don't know how many more years Embiid's gonna play in the league.
Yeah, and it's
I think like next year, like it could be his last year, man. Like the injuries are piling up like it's nothing, and it's like very bad injuries.
I think he went the longest in terms of being like the next D Rose, the next tragic story, the Greg Odens, the Penny Hardaway like thing, where the injuries just don't allow the great player to be the greatest they can be. Embiid is the greatest of that. Like
100%.
Based on he tried his body, he kept betraying him, but he went as far as he could. And it's funny because we all clown his playoff performance, the team success, this and that. But I guess we're just kind of like we're already in an hour 20 minutes in. Not that we're rushing, but we just know the real talk is Embiid's career. And that's the thing. It's a make or break thing for them.
Dude, he was averaging. Dude, the craziest part about Embiid, though, like no matter what, even I'm the number 1 Embiid clowner in the world.
Yeah,
bro, he was averaging 34 a game, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Thing like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, by the way. I'm not saying
it was some of the most. It was some of the most, like, when you look back and watch it, really, it's like some of the most impressive shit we've ever seen. Like, he doesn't play like a regular center. and he's getting 35 points a game. Like he's
while
playing
playing
guard
defense
out there, bro.
while anchoring, and like honestly, at a point, it wasn't just him injured; it was the team around him was very in and out. Like, but guess what? I think that whole MVP thing really motivated him to reach the height he did, or being band for band with Joker for the last 4 or 5 years. It was like, at least in the regular season, it was a show. I swear, at one point, every mid range I saw him take went in. Like we were like, no, AD is more talented than Embiid. Embiid picked up a basketball at like 15 years old. AD has been that guy. He beat all those charges. Like, legit. I have to put my hand up. Like, whatever career he had is insane.
He literally became, no lie, like the most unstoppable player in the league. And the only thing that stopped him is his body just breaking down.
And I also
think that like I also think that in the play, the reason why, especially this injury right now, like the everlasting injury that's going on, it really started off in that year where he went all in for the MVP. Like he went all in. He played 68 games, I think 68 games or something like that, and then or 66 games, average 30 a game, blah 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 blah, and then after that, he can't even crack 20 games now, 30 games.
Right.
It's like, is that what he did this year? I think he's 19 games this season only.
Yeah, 19. Damn. Yeah, that's tough. That's not in a good
last year he played 40 games, and last year he was averaging 35 in those 40 games he played, by the way. Bro, but like, he can't even play.
LeBron's 27 points per game.
Yes, bro. That's how crazy it is, bro.
Yeah.
He's never scored under 20 points per game in his career. He's honestly one of the best. He's crazy. Probably one of the most like scoring wise, like bag wise. Like if we're talking bag, like only Hakeem is next to him, and Hakeem don't got the middies and the fades like that Joel had.
And
Joel's jumper is crazy.
Exactly. So it's like an evolution of Hakeem in the offensive way. Like, he's so silky smooth. The touch. We're obviously Jokic's better player overall than Embiid at the end of the day. All that stuff. But when they met head to head, I had to pretend I was blind to boom my agenda. Every time he's banging his head in. And playing some defense too. Which Joker is not. So
every single time he saw Jokic, he saw food, bro. He's the originator of Jokic's like pylon, bro. He's the originator of it.
But again, like it's nuts. But yeah, so shout out to the Sixers.
Sucks, man. Hopefully, I just hope that he's actually not like it's over. I just do want it to be over. Like,
I want to have like 1-2 more runs.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's no way. Like don't do what Kawhi. Like, Kawhi is supposed to be. Same thing happened to Kawhi. Like.
But he's been
when you become on and off player like that, like it just kills all of your legacy.
Your legacy talks, because Kawhi is another one. Kawhi and Embiid, man, those two.
Joel Embiid should be in talks like top 5 center all time. Just off skill, yes, you know what I mean. But then he should have the accolades as well, and he just needed to keep playing, bro. I would never say that like, oh, Joel Embiid not winning a ring is like. It's not surprising. No, bro, it's low-key kind of surprising because of how good he is.
Yeah, I mean, what there, and then obviously we're not idiots. Like, there were choke jobs and this and that.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, based on talent level, it's like he's up there, right? Like, you have to put him up there, whether you like him or not. It's like, so that's the thing with them. We kind of already touched on Brooklyn Nets. Good luck. The hometown Toronto Raptors at 11th place. Okay, one thing I want to say about the Raptors. Masai will, no matter what, continue to get his freaking wings, his guard/wing play. I think they drafted 4 rookies, like 4 people in the draft this past draft. Jacoby Walter, Jonathan Mogbo, and Jamal Sheed are already looking like amazing role players to be for like whatever superstar you want to put in there. They be having this factory of like these elite like two-way type people. That's the thing about the Raptors. Like, they always have it. I know they got Brandon Ingram this like trade deadline, which a lot of people are up about, high on. We already talked about that in our trade deadline video, but he seems to be liking Toronto a lot, like thinking. But guys, the last time the playoff success happened, the guy didn't like Toronto, but he won the ring. So I just want to put that out there.
No, my problem with the BI thing is the fact that we gave him $200 million or whatever it was. Like,
yeah, he's signed and everything. So and like let's talk about the Scotty Barnes thing here. A lot of people are talking about him now. Like, is he number one option?
He needs to beat the allegations. By the way, can he play basketball allegations?
Seriously,
like actually play on the court allegations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, it's true.
I just don't know. I don't know about this team, man. I just don't know.
He played 74 games this season. He is averaging. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, no. He had played 62
his
games.
Career.
62 games. He's averaging 19, 8, and like 6. So he's already got that triple double thing that you talked about earlier in this episode down. But it's the impact too, right? Like,
but it's all. But I keep saying this with Rahi, resident Toronto Raptors fan,
our reporter, our Toronto reporter. Yeah.
I keep telling him, can Scotty average 20 a game consistently, please? Please. I'm begging.
I'm asking. Yeah.
Like, it's like he has his. From what we saw in that Rookie of the Year race, which he shouldn't have won, but he also just had a great rookie season. Like, if one of it was just
it was great. He was elite,
rookie season.
Yeah.
And he has yet to live up to that or grow from that since.
So that's the thing. It's like it's pretty stagnant. And is he gonna do the jump? Right? That's the thing. He's became an all-star, but what kind of all-star do you want to be? We talk about Tyler Heroes and the Brandon Ingrams and stuff like that, right? Like we need you to level up and look at someone like Shea. Shea was always talented, but this player that Shea's become, like, so you can be that player. Like, that's just one name, but you know what I mean?
I feel like the Raptors do this thing where it's like they get these players and like they kind of end up like Siakam and OG, and they never want to become face of the league. You know what I mean? It's like, why do you guys want to be number twos?
They want to go be Brunson's running mate.
Yeah, like why?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Then the mercenary comes, you win a year, and then but like that sucks. Is that like a culture thing? Is it like a training coaching thing? Like why aren't we building them up for more? Like RJ Barrett, I feel like it's still the same player to me. Like I know, and like a Team Canada, it's like, oh, RJ Barrett, like it's not moving me that much. You know what I mean? Like what happens to the growth at a certain
even
level?
when Team Canada plays, let's talk about this. It's a weird analogy I'm gonna make. But when you watch Team Canada play, who are the best players on Team Canada? It's Shea, obviously, and then the next best player is always Devin Brooks. What's his name? Dylan Brooks.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Dylan Brooks is the second best player on the team.
And then Kelly
should clearly be the second best player on the team.
Yeah,
and it's literally like that's the problem with the Raptors in general too. Like, they never have like a super duper star. Even they have more wins than the Charlotte Hornets, and Scotty Barnes can't hold a torch to LaMelo Ball. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. And like Brandon Ingram is already that player. Like,
he's literally that player.
That level.
22 a game.
5 assists.
Good at everything, but not great at anything.
Oh, what is it called? The jack of all trades, master of none. That's Chargers FC.
Exactly. It's literally that, bro.
Literally. So,
and it's a bunch of wings. It's always wings too. It's always wings.
Yeah.
Wings league. Masai took that too seriously.
What I was gonna say is that's the thing, right? Like, it's like, so Masai's really good at building this role player FC, but it's like, okay, but when is one of them gonna become the great player? Like you said, they should get LaMelo. They should get a Trae Young. If you get a Trae Young, it'll actually move the needle for me. They couldn't even tank properly to be in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes when they had every right to. Like, look, if you have Scotty Barnes, then you get someone like a Cooper Flag, figure it out. You know what I mean? But they're right now sitting in not even the top 5, bottom 5 of the top 10 of the draft. Like, that's really frustrating, to be honest, when I feel like they could have just went for it, and they're better than Utah, better than Washington, arguably better than like Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like, those the ones that are in the top 3, and they're gonna get rewarded. And Brooklyn is sitting at 6th, 1 spot ahead of you. That's really frustrating to see. Philly's a made team, guys. That's a potential playoff team. They're in the 5th spot. Joel comes back healthy. What happens then, right? Like,
I also don't know from the ownership side of this, from the MLSE side of this, what is y'all goal?
What is the goal
here? Like, is the goal to just pray something like some Kawhi shit happens again.
Like, how do you do that? That's like weird.
And like the Raptors for a cool from 2015 to 2020, they weren't known for being buns, like being mid. They were known for being playoff team. They were known for being the Cavs right now, the Pacers right now.
Pacers,
you know what I mean? Like where they had these good teams that can at least compete. So do you want to do that? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to tear it all down and rebuild truly?
So I used to think there was 3 tiers, right? It's like elite contenders. Then you have like the like you're never gonna win, but you're not good enough to tank. I mean, you're not bad enough to be in the lottery, and then you have lottery teams. And I used to be like, it sucks being in the middle there because you're never gonna win. You never see your team lift a trophy, but you're never gonna get the next superstar. Now with the play-in, I think there's like those 4 spots. I think are even
worse. It's the
even worse. Like I'd rather be so like that. Then now, like when you split up the schedule, if you have like a schedule, it's like top 2 is probably going to be Boston and Cleveland in this situation, elite. Then you have 3 to 7, 3 to 6 is like contending, can steal series. I think that's better than being in the play-in, bro. Trust, like that's all I gotta say. And then there's the lottery. So,
dude, the 10 seed and 11 seed and 12 seed. There's nothing worse than those 3 seeds.
Because that's when you have your and it's not because of injury, like only. You know what I mean? Because if you're injured, you can kind of have an excuse a little bit. But I don't see
get injury bugged. You're supposed to that's when teams you'll just see it. You'll see Utah just be like, oh, everybody's injured. What?
Yeah, it's true. You know what I mean? Or like Dallas in this situation. If Kyrie is there, like they might be like in that 8-7 spot or some shit like that. Like, so that's the thing, man. I just feel like Toronto needs to like really get it right in a way. And it's like, if you have Scottie Barnes and Brandon Ingram's like almost 30. So like, you're not going to wait, are you? You're going to want to be the Bucks and the Cade Cunningham Pistons and Orlando Magic. But they haven't shown the upside yet at those other stars or young stars that we've said, I feel like. So, and then if you guys are like, no, my guy, Scottie, if Raptors fans want to come in the comments and be like, Scottie Barnes is that good. Okay, but then look at your organization. Because they're not building a team for him.
But also, like, is Scottie Barnes that good though?
No, but I'm just hypothetically.
All of his contemporaries, like literally all of his contemporaries, by the way, they're all in the playoffs right now.
Or like LaMelo, but yeah.
No, everybody in his draft class is in the playoffs right now.
Friends, all those.
Okay, Mobley we can ignore. The Cavs are a really good team, really well-built team. Okay, Cade
but they rebuilt too.
Yeah,
they're part of that.
Cade was 2-26 last season.
Right. Yeah. It's true.
You know what I mean? And who's gained and people are gonna be like, what did remember we said this last episode, what did the Detroit Pistons do? They didn't really do much. They changed coach and Cade turned into a superstar. Literally turned into a superstar.
That's true. Because remember the Lucas special with Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr.
Why literally turned into a superstar?
Yeah. And if we're saying Raptors always have elite potential role players and like our surrounding people, a great center in Jakob Poeltl, like a serviceable players in every part. So shouldn't Scottie be lifting that to the next level? And hopefully next year with what's his name, Brandon Ingram. But we'll see. I just feel like you guys are going to be
quickly, like RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Scottie Barnes,
the rookies I named,
BI. Okay, that's a pretty cool starting lineup.
Yeah,
who is the superstar?
Yeah,
because 4 of those guys could be elite role players for that one superstar. Replace Cade with replace Scottie with Cade right now.
Right. It's true.
You know what I mean?
When I said Trae Young can be on this team and like lift them up, but I'm just like Trae Young also has his role players in Atlanta. So how much is he gonna? You know what I mean? It's very iffy. So that's the thing. But then it's like if you put LaMelo there in his scoring prowess and like a decent, like Darko coaching this and that, does the Raptors look more like nuclear? Right? Because you have all these defenders around LaMelo and players that lock in because Toronto Raptors is the culture.
But the thing with the Raptors is they're not even like mid though. They're 29 and 50, bro. They're bad.
So how do you go back to the question?
They're just not bad enough.
How do you lose 50 games? Like how does that feel in a season? Yo, play bump in practice.
Especially like imagine Darko being your coach. You're just losing 50 games in a season.
Yeah. And he always looks like he's losing his shit.
He's gonna kill. So every time he plays the Lakers, he want to kill us. Like what I mean?
So that's the thing. Quick shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. Because give me Nick Claxton. Other than that, like that's all. That's what
De'Aaron, or what's his name? The Sharp kid, the De'Aaron Sharp or whatever.
Oh,
the other 7-footer they have on their team.
Oh yeah. Something. Yeah. Doing Sharp or something. Yeah. Or Cam Johnson, swing them this way. Like give those guys. But yeah, I think that's it for this episode. We got your obituary, which is all the tankathon themes, and then our play-in spots. The next episode, we will be getting into the playoffs because the playoff matchup should be set. So we'll break down specific series, and and that will be fun too because I'm excited to see how the West turns out and how the East shapes out at the end because those two teams that we're expecting like Orlando, Atlanta to make it are.
I don't want to see Orlando go to 8th seed, and I want Orlando versus Cavs and just wipe the floor with Orlando just for revenge sake.
But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode first of all, and give us a comment, leave us a comment, especially if you're a fan of any of the teams that are like down in the bottom with the lottery, on if you agreed with us, what you think could improve on what those teams can improve on and what they need this year. Put it in the comments below. We'd love to hear it because like honestly, like we're probably missing some stuff too because we're not as tuned in, watching them every single like 82 games for those teams. But we try our best to keep up. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Hopefully the play-in will be exciting. So maybe some teams will surprise you and like Miami gets in and then here we go again. Heat culture, we're back up. But yeah, thanks for tuning into the Ridgeway Pod. I'm your host Udoy with co-host Ush. Hit the subscribe button and like the video, please. Share with your friends. We're just trying to get big, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.